Hello guys, in this video we will be discussing the basic spring block problems which are of level 1, and starting with this first question. In this question there is a spring which is loaded with a mass m and the system is lying in the horizontal plane. There is no friction anywhere and this mass is being pulled by a constant force F. Then we have to find out the time period of the motion of the block and its amplitude, the kinetic energy of the block at the mean position, and the energy stored in the spring when the block passes through the mean position. Now first of all, let us find out the equilibrium position. So the equilibrium position is also called as mean position. So this is the mean position, and in this mean position kx naught will be balancing out F, because the net force acting on the system in the mean position is 0. So the external force is being balanced by kx naught. So this is the mean position. This is kx naught. So x naught will be equal to F by k. So this is the extension in the spring at the mean position. Now we have to find out the time period of motion of the block as well as amplitude. Now let us first of all see that the force F is uniform force and the work done by F in stretching the spring from the relaxed position. So let us suppose that this force F has started to act on the spring from the relaxed position, and therefore if the maximum extension in spring is x. So we are assuming that the maximum extension in the spring is x. So work done by F will be equal to F into x, and this work done by this force will be utilized in spring potential energy. So F into x will be equal to SPE, spring potential energy. Now the spring potential energy will be half kx square. Cancelling this x with x, the value of x is equal to 2F by k. So this is the maximum extension of the spring from the relaxed position. Maximum extension from relaxed position. Okay, so if we have to find out the amplitude, then we know that the amplitude would be the maximum extension minus mean position, because the amplitude of SHM is the maximum displacement measured from mean position. So A will be equal to 2F by K minus F by K. So A will be equal to F by K. So this is the amplitude of SHM. Now the time period of SHM is T barabar 2 pi under root m by k, because we all know that time period does not changes when the spring is connected to a block and the other end is connected to a fixed surface. Even if a force is acting on the system which is constant, the time period will remain the same. So the time period is 2 pi under root m by k, and it can be calculated by the method which I have already demonstrated in the previous video. Now the omega will be equal to under root k by m, and therefore the velocity at mean position will be a omega. So velocity at mean position will be a is f by k and omega is under root k by m. So this kinetic energy, which is the maximum kinetic energy, and the kinetic energy of SHM is maximum at mean position. So the maximum kinetic energy is also equal to the kinetic energy at mean position, which is equal to half mv mean position square. So this is half m v mean position is f square by k square into k by m. So cancelling this m with m, so this is equal to f square by 2k. This is the maximum kinetic energy of the spring at the mean position. Now we have already calculated amplitude, time period and the maximum kinetic energy. Now we have to find out the energy stored in the spring when the block passes through the mean position. And to find out that, we know that at mean position x is equal to x naught and x naught is equal to f upon k. So the spring potential energy is half k x naught square. So that would be equal to f square by 2k. So the spring potential energy when the block would be passing through the mean position would be f square by 2k. So now let's move on the next question. In this question, you can see that there are three different configurations of a spring block system and we have to find out the time period of their SHM. We have to also mention the answer if the gravity would not be present in the three cases. So with gravity, in the first case, we know that the time period is not altered at all by the application of some external force. So in both the cases, with gravity or without gravity, the time period of the system would remain the same. Now this first system is having two springs which are connected in parallel. So the equivalent k would be k1 plus k2 and the time period would be 2 pi under root m by k1 plus k2. Now in the second case, in this case, you can see that if we displace the block in the downward direction or in the upward direction, so the extension or compression in both the springs would be same. For example, let's suppose that we are displacing the block in the downward direction by a distance of x. So the lower spring would be compressed by a distance of x and the upper string would be stretched by a distance of x. So the equivalent EMF, in fact equivalent k would be k1 plus k2 and the time period would be 2 pi under root m by k1 plus k2. But in this case, these springs are connected in series and therefore the equivalent EMF, in fact equivalent K would be K1 K2 upon K1 plus K2. Today I am remembering EMF again and again. So I am in the phase of electromagnetic induction. So K equivalent is K1 K2 upon K1 plus K2. So the time period would be 2 pi under root m by k equivalent. So the time period is 2 pi under root m by k1 k2 upon k1 plus k2. So this is the time period of SHM. So these formulae would remain same in the gravity or in the absence of gravity. So it will not matter on the time period. Now let's move on the next question. Now in this question, we have to find out the time period of SHM of the oscillation, and we have to also find out the elastic potential energy is stored in each spring when the block is in the mean position. So first of all, let us see that the equivalent K of this system, K equivalent, will be calculated by formula 1 upon K equivalent is equal to 1 upon K plus 1 upon 2K plus 1 upon 3K, because they all are in series. So the LCM is 6K and therefore it is 6 plus 3 plus 2. So the equivalent K will be equal to 6K by 11, and therefore the time period of SHM would be 2 pi under root m by K equivalent. So time period would be 2 pi under root m by 6k by 11. So this is the time period of SHM. Now in the mean position, we can write that the force developed in the equivalent spring is balancing mg, and this force is k equivalent into x naught, that is equal to mg. So this x naught is the extension of that equivalent spring, and that extension is mg by k equivalent, where k equivalent is this one, 6k by 11. Now we know we have to find out the elastic potential energy stored in each spring. So the formula for elastic potential energy is also equal to half kx square, and that is also equal to F square by 2k. So we are using this formula due to the fact that in series combination the force developed in all the springs connected in series is same. So therefore the force developed in each spring will be mg, and therefore the potential energy in the spring 1 will be equal to F square by 2k, and F is mg, so this is mg square by 2k. Now the energy stored in the second spring would be F square by 2 into 2k. So U2 would be mg square by 4k, and the energy stored in the third spring would be F square by 2 into 3k. So U3 will be mg square by 6k. So these are the energies stored in each spring, and this energy is calculated by using the formula F square upon 2k, where F is the force developed in each of the three springs, which would remain the same because this is a series combination. So now let's move on the next problem. In this problem, there are two springs which are connected to two masses. The masses are equal and the spring constants are k1 and k2. It is also given in the question that the maximum velocities of these two systems are equal. Then we have to find out the ratio of amplitude of the first one to the second one. Now first of all, we know that the two springs are having a spring constant of k1 and k2, and their maximum velocities are equal. So Vmax1 is equal to Vmax2. Vmax is also equal to omega into amplitude, and their amplitude, we have to find out the ratio of their amplitudes. So this is A1 and this is omega 2 into A2. Now omega is also equal to under root k by m. So this is under root k1 by m, and this is under root k2 by m, and this is A2. So cancelling this m with m, A1 upon A2 is equal to under root of k2 by k1. So this is the ratio of the amplitude of their SHM. So correct option would be option number D. Now let's move on the next question. Now in this question, a toy car of mass m having two similar rubber ribbons are attached to its ends as shown in the figure. The force constant of each ribbon is k, and the car is moving on a frictionless surface. The car is displaced from its mean position by a distance of x, and then it is released. So we have to find out that at the mean position, what is the time period of vibration. It is given that at the mean position the ribbons are undeformed. We have to find out the time period of vibration. So you should always notice that there is a huge difference between any elastic rope and a spring. Elastic rope can be extended, and spring is also extended, but spring can be compressed, but elastic rope cannot be compressed. So when this car would be going from this position, this is the mean position. So when this car would be moving in the front direction, in this direction, and completing the half cycle of SHM, then this elastic rope would be slacked, and there would be no tension or no roll of this rope in SHM. So only roll would be for this elastic ribbon. So the time period, half time period of SHM would be pi under root m by k. And when this car would move backward, then this elastic rope would be slacked. Therefore, there will be no roll of this rope in SHM of the car. So the remaining half time period would be pi under root m by k. So the total time period would be 2 pi under root m by k. So the correct answer would be option number C. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, there is a ball of mass m which hangs from a spring of a spring constant k. The ball oscillates with a time period of t seconds. Now if the ball is removed and spring is shortened, so we have to find out the length with which spring will be shortened. So we know that when the spring was loaded with the ball, then in this equilibrium position, the spring would be stretched by a distance of x naught, and that x naught would be equal to mg by k. So when we will remove the ball, then the spring will be shortened by a length of x naught, because it is mentioned that we have to find out that length with respect to the mean position. Okay, so we have to find out x naught. Now this x naught will be mg by k, but you can see that the answer is not mentioned in terms of g or mg by k. There is no such option. So we have to introduce omega, and we know that k is equal to m omega square, where omega is the angular frequency. So omega is 2 pi by t. So k is equal to m into 4 pi square by t square. So we can substitute the value of k in this equation. So this is mg upon m into 4 pi square by t square. So x naught would be equal to gt square upon 4 pi square. So this correct answer will be option number A. Now we move on the next question. In this question, there is a smooth inclined plane having an inclination of 30 degree with the horizontal. A mass of 2.5 kg is held by a spring which is fixed at the upper end as shown. If the mass is taken to 2.5 centimeter up along the surface of the inclined plane, then the tension in the spring reduces to the zero. So if the mass is released from that position, which is 2.5 centimeter up along the inclined plane, then we have to find out the angular frequency of oscillation. So we know that this is also another question in which a spring is connected to a block from one end, and the other end of the spring is connected to the fixed surface. So we can directly say that the time period of SHM would be 2 pi under root m by k, irrespective of the fact that mg sin theta would be acting on this system in the downward direction. But we have to find out this k. So we can find out this k by the information which is given in the question. So the information which is given, that when we are displacing this in the upward direction by a distance of 2.5 centimeter, then the spring comes back to the relaxed state, which means that this 2.5 centimeter is the equilibrium extension of the spring, and therefore x naught is equal to 2.5 centimeters. So if we convert this x naught into meters, then it would be 10 raised to power minus 2 into 2.5. Now we know that kx naught is balancing mg sine 30 in the equilibrium scenario. So k into x naught is 5 by 2 into 10 raised to power minus 2, and mg is 25 and sine 30 is half. So this is 10 and k will be equal to 5 into 10 raised to power 2, which is 500. So the angular frequency omega will be equal to under root k by m. Now k is equal to 5 into 10 raised to power 2 and m is equal to 5 by 2. So this is under root of 2 into 10 raised to power 2, which is 10 root 2. So it is 14.14. So the correct answer is option number D. Now we move on the next question. In this question, there are 4 springs which are connected to this mass as shown in the figure, and we have to find out the frequency of oscillation of this system. So let us first of all find out the equivalent K, and therefore we can see that these 2 springs are in series, so their equivalent K is K, and these 2 springs are in parallel, so their equivalent K is 3K. And if we draw the final diagram, which will be like that this is K, this is mass M, and this is 3K. So you can see that these 2 springs would be in parallel to each other, because if we will displace this mass M in any of the direction, then the extension of any one spring would be equal to the compression of the other. Therefore the equivalent K would be 4K. Now the time period would be equal to 2 pi under root M by 4K, and therefore the frequency will be equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root 4K by M. So the correct answer would be option number B. Now let's move on the next question. In this question you can see that there is a solid ball of mass M which is made to fall from a height h on this pan. So this is a ball, solid ball, and it is made to fall from height h on this pan, suspended through a spring of spring constant K. If the ball does not rebound and pan is massless, then the amplitude of oscillation would be. So if this pan is massless, then the velocity with which the ball strikes the pan will be under root 2gh, and the kinetic energy of the ball will be equal to mgh. So this is the kinetic energy of the ball. Now as the pan is massless, therefore we can say that the complete kinetic energy of the ball would be transferred to the pan, because there are 2 situations which are given in the question. The first situation is the fact that pan is massless, and the second situation says that ball does not rebound, which means that the complete energy of the ball would be transferred to the pan, and the energy gained by the pan would be mgh. Now the pan is also massless, so we have to find out the amplitude of oscillation. Now we can see that when this ball will strike the pan will move in the downward direction by a slight distance, like that. I'll draw. Let's suppose the pan comes to this position, and this is the maximum displacement of the pan, x. But somewhere between the maximum displacement, there would be a position where the ball would be in the equilibrium position. Let us suppose that the displacement is x naught. So x naught can be directly calculated by the formula that k x naught will be equal to mg. The pan is massless, so the only mass which is oscillating in the system is m, which is the mass of the ball. So the equilibrium condition says that x naught would be mg by k. So this is the value of x naught, which is the equilibrium extension of the spring. But the maximum extension of the spring x can be calculated by energy conservation. Now the initial energy of the pan initially is equal to mgh, which is the kinetic energy of the ball. And as the pan moves in the downward direction by a distance of x, the work done by mg on the pan or on the ball will be mgh, in fact mgx. So the final energy of the ball and the pan would be the initial energy plus work done by mg. So the final energy of the system is half kx square, because the finally the pan would be in the rest position. It would not be moving because this is the extreme position of the pan, and at the extreme position the velocity of the body is 0. Therefore in this position the kinetic energy would be 0, and the complete energy would be the spring potential energy. Now the spring is stretched by a distance of x from the relaxed position, so the energy stored in the spring is half kx square, and that energy is being utilized from mgh, which is the initial energy, plus work done by mg, which is mgx. So this x, we have to calculate the value of x. So x square will be equal to 2mg, in fact kx square will be equal to 2mgh plus 2mgx. So kx square minus 2mgx minus 2mgh is 0, and therefore the equation is kx square minus 2mgx minus 2mgh is 0. So this is a quadratic equation, and the value of x would be plus 2mg plus minus under root of 4mg square plus 8mgh into k, okay, divided by 2k. So we can see that we would not be taking this minus sign because x would not be negative. Therefore x will be equal to, this is 2mg by 2k, which is also equal to mg by k, plus under root of 4mg square plus 8mghk divided by 2k. Now when we have to find out the amplitude, then amplitude is the displacement, maximum displacement from the mean position. So if this is the mean position and this is the maximum displaced position, then the amplitude would be x minus x naught, where x naught is mg by k. So the amplitude will be x minus x naught. So it would be equal to under root of 4 mg square plus 8 mghk divided by 2k. And this will be, if we take mg by k common, then this will be, if we take mg common, then it would be mg by 2k. In fact we are taking 2 also common, so we are cancelling this 2 with 2. So we have taken 4 mg square common, so it would be 1 plus, this is 2 hk by mg, and power 1 by 2. So the correct option would be option number B. Now let's move on the next question. In this question you can see that there are two springs, each of spring constant K, and there is a van which is having a mass of m. This van is having a mass of m and this block is having a mass of small m. We have to find out the time period of oscillation of this system. Now you can first of all see that these two springs are connected in parallel. So the equivalent K would be K plus K, which is 2K. And you can also see that there are two masses which are connected like that if we replace these springs by a single spring, then that single spring would be connected to these two masses like that. So this is a reduced mass system also. So the time period of SHM would be 2 pi under root mu by K equivalent. So it would be equal to 2 pi under root mu, where mu would be m upon m plus m and K equivalent would be 2K. So the correct answer would be C. So this was the complete package of level 1 numericals which are based on a spring block system. And in the next video I will be bringing the special problems of spring block systems for IIT JEE Advanced. Thank you.